This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. Episode 311 will feature the Benchwarmer team of myself, Josh, and Walling versus Benchwarmers Scott and Ede. With that, as you heard that I'm a player, that means I am not your host, because we have a guest host today. And our guest host is equipment manager for our Patreon team, Yael McHugh. Welcome back to the bench, Yael. Why don't you take a minute to remind us about yourself and anything else that you'd like to share?
Sure. Hey, everybody. I'm glad to be back. I was a player last time on an episode earlier this year. Now I am hosting this episode, which I'm super excited for. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm Yael. I do realize my Zoom name still says McHugh. I did change my name to Wylie when I got married last year. So Yael Wylie, also known as the Alethiometrist. I'm based in San Francisco, where I run hella nerdy games and trivia, a pub quiz that's kind of all over the city. And as of this month, I am also the author of the monthly zine, The Symbol Reader, which you can get if you go to symbolreader.xyz. That is a riddles, trivia, and puzzles zine. $5 per issue, $3 a month if you subscribe. Tack on shipping of $1 if you don't live in San Francisco and can't come to one of my trivia nights to pick it up. New kind of project I'm launching there. But yeah, super excited to be back here and to talk about sports with you all for the next hour or so.
Well, we're fortunate to have you back, and my apologies. If I had actually done the script up, I would have had your current
no problem.
name. I just read it off of Zoom, and
yeah, I'm gonna rename myself in the Zoom right now, actually.
That's all right. So let's talk about how some of the Benchwarmers are doing. Walling, how you doing?
I'm well. I received my Nintendo Switch 2 on Saturday morning and dedicated my rainy day to driving around in circles in Mario Kart. I would highly recommend buying it probably in a year from now. I got it a little bit early. There's one game to play on it. It's an awesome one game, but it's one game. It will make your previous, if you're a Switch person, it will make your previous Switch feel very cheap and plasticky. Like, it is significantly sturdier. But that was as exciting as, we had like our downtown days where it was just, carnival rides that I pray don't go flying off of their poorly made welds while my children are on them. So that was it. It was a pretty exciting time. How about you, Josh?
I'm doing all right. I had a fairly low-key weekend, which is nice sometimes. I didn't have a Switch 2 to play, but heck, I'm still a platform prior in my PlayStation. I'm still back on the 4. I think I'm just waiting for GTA to eventually, if it ever actually comes out.
You shut your mouth. We don't talk about it till it happens.
Don't ruin the
chance. It's like a scared squirrel. Like you can't just let it come to you.
It's like a perfect game, right?
Yeah,
you can't spoil it. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to mention it. It's probably now going to be delayed for another 6 months.
I'm going to open Twitter or whatever the hell it's called now. And it was like, delayed to 2029. Cool. Thanks, Josh.
Well, with that, since I will be responsible for the next delay in that video game, which I will not call its name out again, we do have a team name. It's not anything to do with that video game. It's more to do similarly with the episode number, because this is episode 311. And, well, if you're a fan of John Oliver, you know that he believes that 311 are the Beatles of rap rock. So we will be, tonight, the Beatles of rap rock. Scott, Ede, you guys, how you doing?
I'll go first. Linkin Park, the Beatles of rap rock. Just putting that out there.
Limp Bizkit.
No.
Limp Bizkit are the Beatles of rap rock.
Oh, God, no.
No,
they're the
way.
Nickelback of rap rock.
I'm good. I'm still playing Vice City, so I don't even know what you guys are talking about with all this nonsense. So I'll just sit in that and enjoy that for forever. I am officially what the kids refer to as an unk. which I guess is a term of endearment and like a sign of respect, but really it just means like that I'm fundamentally sound and play the game the way that it's supposed to be played, and not the chaotic, frenzied way that these kids think it's supposed to be played because that's what they see on TV. So I will embrace being what's called an unk because it means I'm actually playing the game the way that it was intended to be played. So I will take that.
Isn't it also pointing out that you're old?
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say
taking it as a compliment.
it's also what my barber calls the master barber at the barber shop is unk. So
You're right. So old yet
good.
found in your skills.
The youngsters just jack up threes and they break. So you know what? I will go for a layup and take my points and be happy with that.
All right, that works.
Ed, how are you?
So my wife is out of town for the next like 5 days. So my cholesterol is going to take a hit pretty hard. I started with a lot of chicken wings, and I'm basically going to run the gamut of foods that she doesn't eat. So today I smoked ribs. Tomorrow I will be eating sausage. I'm not sure where Tuesday will take me, but I'll be a step slower, I'm sure. Anyway, with that said, Scott and I are teaming up today, and we're going to give a shout out back to the Schwab from episode 100. If you haven't went back and listened to the Benchies, it was the most work we've ever done that we promised we would do again, that we never did again. Our team name today is Grimes Eid. I'm okay with that name.
All right, so we've got the Beatles of rap rock against Grimes Eid. I'm okay with that name. I think if we're going to play this game, we got to hear the rules, right?
We do. So let's kick that over to our emeritus benchwarmer, Dan.
The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
Thanks, Dan.
So the first round here is going to be Sporting Haiku.
Sporting haikus. For this quarter, there will be 4 questions in haiku form. Each question is worth 25 points.
All right. Keep in mind, it could be a woman. It could be a woman. It could be a woman.
And this particular sporting haiku, because haiku is a Japanese art form, today all 4 of these haiku will be celebrating Asians and the Asian diaspora in sports.
All right.
Okay, it could be an Asian woman.
Still be a woman.
Asian woman.
Here's number 1. 4 MLB teams, 1 World Series MVP, never fought Mothra.
Yael, we will check in.
All right, great. The Beatles of rap rock are checked in. That means Grimes Eid. I'm okay with that name. You can talk out loud.
Did he bounce around at the end?
No. Hideki only played for the Yankees.
No, he did not. He did not only play for the Yankees. I know he played for at least one other team.
What if the answer is just Matsui and it's both of them combined that played for 4 teams?
I feel like you're forgetting that he did leave the Yankees.
Did he really? For 3 other teams, though?
At least 2.
Hideki?
Yeah, he was on the Angels for a second, and I want to say the Rays.
Of course, everybody goes to the Rays at the end.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe there was one other one, but his nickname's Godzilla, so I mean, it's as simple as can be.
And he was the World Series MVP in 2009. So
yeah, that's gotta be it.
All
right, checking in with Matsui.
They say Matsui, Beatles of rap rock. What do you say?
Yeah, we didn't really overthink it. We went with the Godzilla clue, and we also checked in Matsui.
Yeah, folks, round 1, question 1. Not trying to get you to overthink it here. It is Hideki Matsui, who, in addition to the Yankees, played for the Angels, Oakland Athletics, and Tampa Bay Rays. All right, great job. Both teams getting points there. Okay, number 2, the youngest woman to win gold in snowboarding at the Olympics.
We'll check in.
All right, Beatles of rap rock check in. Grimes Eid.
Got to be Chloe Kim. I want to shout out Yael for letting us know right off the bat that it's a woman.
I appreciate it.
I told you in this one that it was a woman. I might not always be so kind in the future.
As Eid's partner, I appreciate the clarity right off the bat. We're gonna check in with Chloe Kim.
All right, Chloe Kim. Then Beatles of Rap Rock. What do you say?
To be fair, Eid very well could have looked back at it and totally missed that line of the haiku as well. So just pointing that out, that he might have missed, even though he was said out loud and was there for him to read, he still might have missed it. But yeah, it's Chloe Kim.
Yeah, correct. Chloe Kim, 17 years old, won gold in snowboarding. All right. Both teams doing perfect so far. Let's see if that continues into number 3. NCAA champ, first Taiwanese draft pick, but waived before season start.
Yeah, we are checked in.
All right, Grimes Eads checked in. Beatles of Rap Rock, you can rap out loud.
Who's the name I was thinking? The dude from Nebraska a few years ago.
Wait.
Okay, if you got something.
Are we getting another woman question right in a row?
We could be.
Could this be Caitlin Chen from UConn, who just got drafted? Because she went to the Valkyries.
Sure. A little know your hosty, right? My guess was a guy that played basketball at Nebraska. So if you feel better than that.
I don't think a guy from Nebraska won an NCAA championship anytime recently or at all. I don't know if they've ever won.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. So let's go with yours because at least you've passed the first gate of this haiku.
We'll check in with Caitlin Chen.
All right, they're saying Caitlin Chen. Grimes Eid, what say you?
Yeah, I was trying to think of what guy this could have been, and then Eid was like, "This is a woman," and then immediately I was like, "Oh, this has to be Caitlin Chen," because this is a very, very recent question. So we also checked in with Caitlin Chen.
All right, yeah, definitely a know your host thing. I was all over the news when this came out. I'm loving the Valkyries' first season, and they did tout in very big ways that they had drafted the first ever Taiwanese American into a major league sport, and then immediately waived her. She is now playing 3-on-3 basketball. So big time, what's the word I'm looking for? Performative allyship. Big time performative allyship from the Golden State Valkyries here. Yes, correct answer is Caitlin Chen. Great job, both teams.
Oh, I was about to give up on it before I went to thought, wait, could this be a woman again?
Yeah, she was on the same UConn team with Paige Beckers last year. All right, last haiku of the round. Calder runner-up, 2 hat tricks, a Stars record. Trade rumors abound.
Go ahead, Eid. Just check in when you're ready.
We'll check in.
All right, Beatles of Rap Rock, what do you think?
The only dude that I think passes the Asian test for the Stars is Jason Robertson. And that's what I'm mostly going off of here.
Oh, I forgot all about that. That's the whole thing I forgot about. So
I think he had back-to-back hat tricks like a few years ago. Like it might have been his rookie season. And so that, I think, is what the second clue in there is talking about.
Yeah. I'm dumb.
Okay. I don't know much hockey, but I know a handful of Stars hockey. So let's go with Jason Robertson.
All right, they're saying Jason Robertson. Grimes Eid, what do you say?
Yeah, no, that's Jason Robertson.
Yep. Both teams are correct. It is Jason Robertson. I was basically asking you to name an Asian person on the Stars there. Which, yeah, is Jason Robertson.
Yep, totally forgot about the overarching
theme.
Same.
Ooh, boy.
And yes, he did score consecutive hat tricks, one game after another, which he's the only person on the Dallas Stars to ever do that. And right now, after his success in the playoffs, he is a free agent, and people are talking about what team he might get traded to.
So I know that Mikko Rantanen is from Finland, but are we sure he's not Asian as well? No.
Oh,
he wasn't a Calder runner-up.
That I would have no clue on.
Okay, so I wasn't just asking you to name an Asian person on the Stars then.
No, I'm kidding. He is not Asian. He is absolutely.
He's totally Finnish.
Totally just 100% Finnish. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Remember, I already said it. I'm dumb. So.
Okay, cool. Score check after that round, Josh.
Oh, hey, it's 100 to 100. No questions missed yet.
Well, look at that.
We wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
All right, let's go into round 2, which is going to be David and Goliath.
David versus Goliath. This quarter will consist of 3 pairs of questions, one easier, David, and one harder, Goliath. After hearing both questions, the teams will pick one of the 2 questions to answer, either David or Goliath. Each David question is worth 25 points, and each Goliath question is worth 50 points.
Number 1. This summer, 2 different professional sports teams whose names do not include the city, state, or region where they are located will play at Oracle Park in San Francisco. For your David, name one, which is a Big 4 sports team. And for your Goliath, name the other, a Mexican soccer team that won the North American Campeones Cup in 2024.
All right, Yael, we will check in.
Beatles Rap Rocker checked in. Grimes Eid, what do you guys know about Mexican soccer?
Pretty sure the team was called just, it's probably not pronounced America, but it's America or whatever, the little whatever.
Yeah.
And I want to say they beat Columbus, but I'm not, if that's the tournament I'm thinking of, I'm not sure. So it's either that, we can gamble on it, or we can go with the A's and just take the free points, I guess.
I think we should gamble on it.
All right. Yeah, so we're going to go with America, or however you want to pronounce that, for the Goliath.
All right. Josh and Walling.
I was pretty quick to throw out the one that just seems silly, that they don't have a town name currently, even though they do play in Sacramento. That would be the Athletics for the David.
The correct answer is your David is the Athletics, who, yes, you're correct, do not have a location name. Although I have a bunch of Sacramento Athletics knockoff merchandise
Nice.
in my wardrobe right now.
Nice.
Big A's fan. The team that won the Campeones Cup in 2024, which is a competition between the club teams all across North America. So yes, they were going up against Major League Soccer teams, Canadian teams, Jamaican teams, that kind of thing. And they will be playing an exhibition game against Real Madrid to like settle who's the greatest soccer team in the world. It is Club America. Well done.
I don't think that's what he said. It sounded like he said America. That was the answer that was given.
He said America with the thing.
He said, well, to be fair, he did say it's America or America or however you want to pronounce it. It is Club America.
All right, fine.
And before anybody gets at me about America being a region, no, it's not. It's a supercontinent. They represent the entirety of the Americas. It's in their logo. For number 2, for the David, give me the name of the NBA season MVP with the longest name of all time, with 21 letters in his name. So that's among NBA season MVPs, the one with the longest name. And then for the Goliath, name either of the current players in the NBA who have names that are longer than his. They have 22 letters in their name each.
All right, we'll check in.
Grimes Eid, I'm okay with that name, are checked in. Beatles of Rap Rock, you can work out your math out loud.
Doesn't have to be Shea.
How many is it?
I got to 21 for Shea.
Okay. Is Caldwell Pope still in that's the only name I can think of that's just astronomically long and is always a very East-West Bowly kind of name.
Ooh, I'm not sure.
All right, I get 22 for Caldwell Pope. I get
You
21 for Shea. Yeah. Kentavious is 10. Kentavious.
Okay.
That's 10. Caldwell.
Well.
How many is that?
Pope. Yeah, okay, that's 22. Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll do that. We'll check in with Kentavious Caldwell Pope that we spelled out and counted roughly 12 times before we officially checked it.
And then Grimes Eid, what did you say?
Yeah, it's Magic legend Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, Contavious Caldwell Pope is correct for a Goliath answer. Anybody know the other Goliath? Maybe it's somebody who plays for the team on Josh's hat.
Is it
Nikhil Alexander Walker?
Yeah.
Nikhil
Wow.
Alexander
Oh, wow.
Walker.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, also has 22 letters in his name.
I was trying to go through all those hyphens. I was like, Taylor Horton Tucker doesn't fit. What's his name? Trace Jackson Davis. But yeah, that makes more sense that it's no.
Yeah.
SGA is said a little bit. SGA is definitely the David here.
Would Mahmoud Abdul Rauf have won in this one too? I'm not going to count it out. I'll tell you guys later whether or not he would have done.
No.
it.
There is a Lithuanian player who only played one season for the Cavaliers in 2005 who has the longest name in NBA history. I'm not going to begin to try to tell you what that was.
Fair.
That was originally part of this question.
Oh my.
All right, both teams getting Goliath points there. Let's go into the last one of this round, number 3. 2 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks have gone on to win multiple Super Bowls. For your David, name one. For your Goliath, name both. Both of these guys are from before the year 2000.
That can't be true. There's nothing existed before the year 2000, right?
Not according to my children. As my children call it, the 1900s.
Not wrong.
All right, we'll check in.
Rhyme Zed, I'm okay with that name. Are checked in. Beatles of Rap Rock. What do you think?
I'm cool with that. That's a pretty good name I wasn't thinking of. Staubach being the first one that we came up with.
Yeah. And I brought up Plunkett because I think he won 2 Super Bowls, didn't he?
I think you're right. I think he was that 80s Raiders quarterback. So,
Well, should we check in with Staubach and Plunkett?
yeah, I'm good with that.
Grimes Eid, what do you think?
So I don't think one has won a Super Bowl since probably Plunkett. Doug Flutie, no. Troy Smith. Gino Torretta, only one Super Bowl.
Dang.
Didn't win multiple. But no, yeah, pretty sure it was Plunkett and Staubach, and that's what we went with.
Yeah, both teams getting Goliath points here. Staubach with the Cowboys and Plunkett with the Raiders in Oakland and LA. All right, great round. We have a little bit of separation. Yeah, score update from Josh.
Yeah, just because Walling wasn't feeling confident enough with his Mexican soccer teams, we only went for the David for the first one, which means we're down by 25 points. So it is 225 to 250.
Let's go into halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions. Each question is worth 25 points.
So we have alluded to this being episode 311 in one of the team names. And so because this is episode 311, what I'm going to do for the halftime is I have 3 questions that are a 311 themed pre and post game.
Oh my.
So I'm going to give you some 311 lyrics of a song that 311 had a hit with, and mash that up with something sports related. All right, here we go. Number 1, it ain't nothing strange. You got to represent. You got to come full range. That's full range of emotion, full range of styles. Even if you're the owner manager of the Oakland Raiders for 39 straight years.
Okay, all right, we'll check in.
Beatles of Rap Rock, appropriately enough, are checked in on this. Rhymes Eid.
All right. What do you know about 311? Probably a lot. They slot into your Blue October tier?
No.
Bands?
No.
Is that just because he's millennial and white? Is that why you just say he...
Yes.
No, he loves Blue October.
I do love Blue October, but not 311. I don't think anybody loves 311.
Oh, don't you dare go to the city of Omaha and say that out loud.
People love 311. I
Oh,
gotta tell you.
One of the hosts of our morning sports talk show, he's a huge 311 fan.
They do have a fervent
Really?
following. Yes.
And no
Orange
more Finger
County,
11 songs.
California loves 311.
So.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking to do. Like, do I just need?
I don't either.
Song?
It's a pre and post game, so it's the song title and then it goes into a sports thing.
All right. So 311 songs I know.
Well, it's easier to probably. Well, yeah, I guess that's The right.
I know. All right. It's Come Original Al Davis.
So come Original Davis.
Yeah.
Beatles of Rap Rock, what do you say?
We went also with Come Original Davis.
Yeah, Come Original Davis is correct. And yeah, he does pronounce it like Come Original in the song. That's where I got the idea. That's actually where I got the idea for this whole round. Was from that one thing. All right, number 2. Now that everybody understands how the game works, number 2, you've got to trust your instinct and let go of regret. You've got to bet on yourself now, Star, because that's your best bet. And if you're lucky, you'll get an exclusive memorabilia agreement with the same company that has such agreements with Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky.
All right, we'll check in.
Beatles of Rap Rock are checked in. Grimes Eid.
These guys really know their 311 songs.
And there's a good solid year of my life where sound system was a soundtrack.
Okay, fair enough.
Of everything I did. So
This is I think it's like all mixed up, but I don't know what the memorabilia company.
All mixed upper deck.
The Wayne Gretzky part makes sense.
I mean, it's the only thing that would work, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to check in with all mixed upper deck.
Beatles of Rap Rock, what do you think?
We have the same thing, all mixed upper deck.
Yeah, technically, Upper Deck Legends is the name of the memorabilia side of their business. But yeah, all mixed Upper Deck is correct.
yeah, Scott, next thing you turn around and find the person is you. Don't you know?
I don't understand that reference.
He just,
doesn't.
I don't understand that
just
reference.
the blank stare on Scott's face. It was like,
That's exactly why I said I aimed it at him.
I feel like Will Ferrell and the other guys from like the teams doing the TLC references.
All right, last 311 pre and post game for halftime. Brainstorm, take me away from the norm. I've got to tell you something. This phenomenon, I had to put it in a song, and it goes like, whoa, this Dutch Twins pitcher has the 5th most strikeouts in MLB history.
We can check in.
All right, checking in very quickly and very confidently. Grimes Eid.
Who's the guy that always comes up? The Twins guy.
They always come up. Have you heard these guys?
the one all the time, like literally once a game comes up.
Oh, Bert Blyleven?
Thank you. See, I was saying I didn't even realize that the guy that comes up every game is like
Yeah,
Bert
that's the
Blyleven.
guy. Yep.
It's
Yeah,
literally
definitely gotta
once a
be him.
game. I want to say the song's Amber
That makes sense.
because
I
with
feel
the,
like
with
I've
the
heard of that
whoa
one.
part, whoa, that makes me think of that. Yeah, Amber. So we'll go with Ambert Blyleven for that 311th time in this podcast.
All right, Ambert Blyleven. Josh knew this right away, it seems like. He said you don't even have to type it.
Well, it's twins.
Yeah, it's that helps, but yeah, because amber is the color of your energy. Everybody knows that. So yes, this is Ambert Blyleven.
Yeah, both teams are correct. And yeah, that was a little bit of a little gift to you all because Bert Blyleven does come up on this podcast a lot. Ambert Blyleven is the color of your energy. All right, perfect scores at halftime. Where does that take us with the scores now, Josh?
We're still trailing by 25 over here. It's 300 to 325.
All right, let's go into round 3, which is going to be 5-on-3.
5-on-3. For this quarter, there will be 3 categorized lists containing 5 items, where each item is worth 10 points. The teams will attempt to guess as many items as they can. However, if a team has an incorrect guess, they will receive 0 points for that list.
All right, so all 3 of these 5-on-3 today are going to be less popular sports. Not major, not the big sports leagues.
So all NHL quarter, sweet.
Yeah, right.
No, because that's a big 4 sport.
That's a big
what I'm
4
saying.
sport. Yeah.
This should be the
Yeah.
big 3. That's what this.
No,
should be,
not
right?
not the big 4, not soccer, none of that.
Edith, this is big 3 basketball. I got it all. We're good.
Big 3 basket.
All right.
All right, here we go. For number 1, give me the 5 NASCAR drivers with the most season championships who raced their entire careers in the modern era, which is post 1971, the Winston Cup era and beyond.
the modern era. What's
Yeah, that's correct. The dead
gasoline?
ball era.
I don't know.
Like,
What's
They
Seatbelts. I think
fundamentally
it's
changed the
seatbelts.
format of the sport in 1971.
they started
And then
using
again
wheels?
in
Yeah,
2005, but yeah.
you had to wear seatbelts.
Oh yeah, when
That's what they
did
changed.
the chase and everything.
Before it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just-
The chase was they introduced a playoff structure later, but they did like really change how the game worked in 1971. That's why I'm kind of drawing the line there and saying they had to race their entire career after 1971.
Oh, so their whole career has
Correct.
to exist.
They did not. They
even-
did not win a single championship pre 1971.
Okay, that's good to know. Because
Was it all soapbox derby before that? Like I don't.
It was actually horse drawn NASCAR.
Oh, that's fun.
The end
I
was
think there
for
were just like a lot
nay.
fewer rules. Basically, they like weren't really a serious sport.
all
You want to
right,
just go with those?
yeah, let's go with those. Yeah,
All right, we will check in.
Cool. That gives the much belabored Grimes and Need a chance to speak some of the pain they're experiencing.
So
It's just the
We have-
1971 thing. We have a lot of names.
we got. I feel like we have solid names, but it's like the one that gives me pause is Daryl Waltrip.
Like you think he's on there instead of
Yeah, because his championships, I'm pretty sure were in the 80s, but when he started, I don't know.
Right.
Same thing with Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Yeah.
His championships were in the 80s, but when did he start driving? I don't know.
yeah, same.
Um,
That's the thing.
like was his first race like 1960? I don't even know how old he would have been because
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean the rest of them were good on. It's
Yeah,
just
'cause the other ones I'm almost positive of because you got Jimmy Johnson, yes, clearly all past 71. Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, and Joey Logano. So that's why I'm wondering is it like that I feel like I have 6 names and I shouldn't have 6 names. I shouldn't have this many names in NASCAR question ever, and I don't know why I do.
So should we
Um,
go with the 4 we're sure of just to be safe? I know
So
that's not
just leave-
typical Ede behavior, but that way at least we
But I say we leave Waltrip off because he could have started
right.
pre 71.
So do you still want to keep Earnhardt Sr.?
Yeah, I think I do. I think I
Okay.
do.
Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna check in with Dale Earnhardt Sr., Johnson, Gordon, Stewart, and Logano.
All right, and then the Beatles of Rap Rock.
like those names all sounded very familiar.
Very familiar.
Like
Yeah.
exactly the names we were throwing about. Which since we had 6 and didn't feel comfortable being able to wean it down by 1, we didn't go for all 5 because it was scary.
We did.
It's
It
NASCAR.
was scary. They go fast.
It's just an oval though, so it's it's all right.
Right. Yeah. So we went with Dale Sr., Johnson, Gordon, and Stewart.
Okay. So the correct answers here. With 93 championships in first place, here's Jeff Gordon. With 84, person who started his career in the modern era, Daryl Waltrip. Boogity, boogity, boogity. With 83 wins, just one behind him, Jimmy Johnson. With 76 is Dale Earnhardt Sr. And rounding out the top 5, somebody that nobody said is Kyle Busch. So no points here, I think.
So not to be too much of a stickler on you here, your question did say most season championships.
Yes,
Correct.
That's why I went with what
That they didn't have 90 some season championships.
Oh, my bad.
So
that's why
that's
we were
where I'm confused because you're like 90 and 80. I'm like,
they were driving that old.
I was like, he won in 1993, and when
we were
else?
going off
Oh
of,
my
like,
God, my bad. My question
Wrong, it
was
was
phrased
horse and
wrong.
buggy.
Yes.
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 So
The,
the
just
Oh
question
my
year
God, I meant-
93.
I meant race wins. Oh my God. Yes. You're right. We can throw out the question.
or can you check quickly to see?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hang
If you want, I
got
can
it.
also look up the championships quick if you want.
Nah, I got it. It's going to be on this same page I'm on.
Sorry, because that's we were all based off of the season championships. Because
Of course, of course.
That's what the text says.
I do it once a game when I host, so welcome.
Yeah.
Where I get a question
Yeah.
through, and then I immediately have a crisis of confidence, and then I have to be like, "Ah, crap! I'm gonna give you credit for that."
I've had many where I don't think it should take very long for people to come to an answer, and when they start taking a long time, I start scrambling to look to see if there's
Yeah,
multiple
yes.
people
Oh,
who
yeah.
fit the criteria.
Yep.
It's like,
All right.
this should have been answered quickly. All right.
Your correct answers with 7 apiece are Dale Earnhardt and Jimmy Johnson. With 4, Jeff Gordon. And with 3 apiece, Daryl Waltrip and Tony Stewart.
Yeah, check Logano.
Does Logano
Oh,
also
no, wait,
have
Logano's
3?
on here also. This is a 6.
Ah,
I'll give you Logano as well.
All right. So both
right.
teams are getting points. Yay.
Both teams are getting all the
Yay.
points.
That's what we like.
Well, we're getting one less than the points because we couldn't pick between
Yeah. You
Waltrip
only picked
and
4. Yeah.
Logano because we were like,
Yeah.
is this number actually going to be one more than one of them has? Because I think
Mm.
I wasn't sure how many Waltrip had, and I was pretty sure Logano had 3. But it was like, is the bar 4?
What gives you? Yeah.
Whew.
Let's go into question number 2. For number 2, I want you to give me the 5 most winning national teams in the Rugby World Cup. This is an international rugby union tournament that started in 1987.
We're going to check in.
All right, Grimes Eater checked in. Beatles of Rap Rock, what are you thinking? How much international rugby do you guys watch?
This is somewhat like the Jason Robertson question. This is name good rugby countries.
Correct.
Basically.
I mean, that's essentially what I'm asking. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So you
But-
start with New Zealand.
Rugby
you work-
union in particular, because there's a
Yeah.
couple of other different rugby formats around the world. But yeah.
League and sevens, right? And
Yep.
yeah.
Those are the other 2. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can never remember which one. I think Union is the one that's way more fun to watch.
Union's the biggest one. I think it's the best, personally.
Yeah. So
New Zealand, obviously,
Right.
and South Africa, obviously, they're like probably the 2 most dominant, aren't they?
Right. Australia's right up there. England is in there, and then I think France either just won or they're always in it. Like, I know they're good. And their players do not look French. They look like giant linebackers.
Can't be French and play linebacker.
You're saying
How many French linebackers you know?
I'm pretty sure
Exactly.
Takeo Spikes was French.
That win, was he French?
That win, yes. Highly French.
So I guess it depends on how confident we are in some of those, but they always seem to be in the mix.
I love the 4, unless you're feeling super confident on France. I don't know.
Another pretty good. I'm not feeling super duper confident.
So here's the thing: is we're already down some points,
Yeah.
and we get 0 if we don't get the 5th one. So maybe just go with the 4.
Okay, that's fine then. We can go. I'm good with that.
All right.
So New Zealand, South Africa. You have to say it together as one word. Australia, Australia and England.
Grimes Eat, I'm okay with that name. What'd you guys say?
We just went with 3 countries we knew were good at rugby. So Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa.
All right. Well, both teams are completely correct in the answers that they gave. So, yes, the most winning team is South Africa. New Zealand follows them. And then you have Australia, England, and France.
Yeah.
The reason why the French players don't necessarily look French is because of this thing called French Polynesia.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They pick all the big,
Fair.
the big Maori
Right.
guys. Yeah.
Sorry, Wally. I just
Oh,
was
that's
not.
okay.
I wasn't feeling. If you weren't like absolutely, let's go with it.
No.
All right.
Because I could have been talked into Scotland at some point there too. So, yeah. I'm good.
Scotland's up there.
Yeah. They seem more rugby-ish of a country than France does.
Except they run
Yeah.
around in
Except
kilts.
they're-
It seems really weird.
Yeah, and their national animal is a unicorn, so maybe
Unicorn,
I
yeah.
should know better.
I couldn't ask for a better tie-in considering you don't know what the next question is. So let's ask a question about unicorns here. Number 3, the San Francisco Unicorns are preparing to kick off a Major League Cricket homestand at Oakland Coliseum the weekend after we record this. Name the locations of the other 5 US-based teams in Major League Cricket.
I didn't know this was a thing till right now, Ede. So
Yeah. Do we have a Major League Cricket? Huh.
oh, you didn't know either.
Now, who knew?
Oh, I think we didn't team up.
Boy, we host a sports trivia podcast, and apparently there's a sport we didn't even know was being competed on in
In our
a
country.
pro league in our country.
Did you know the US hosted the Cricket World Cup last time it came through?
That I knew.
Wally knew that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So cricket
one player
cricket
on
is
each
becoming
team
ever
knew
more
that.
popular in the US. So this is capitalizing on that. It's a relatively new league, but it's capitalizing on the fact that cricket is becoming more popular.
The one doctor I work with had me watching it, and he was explaining it all to me. And I'm like, I'll watch this if he watches Australian rules football, and then
Oh.
it was interesting when I watched it, but not enough to watch it without him telling me to. So
Was it enough to remember the teams you were watching?
no, because it was the I'm pretty sure it was the national thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the World Cup.
Like he had sports on while I was at work. I'm like, I'll watch anything,
Right.
sport related. So
There's a channel now that I have the sports package on YouTube TV that has like Red Zone and everything on it. And there is I don't know what channel it is, but they will show cricket highlights like MTV does ridiculousness. Like
That's the
it's
ridiculousness
just it's just a block of cricket highlights.
Just all
highlights,
cricket all day.
Yes, that's all it is.
I wish someone would hit
Well,
Rob Dyrdek in
especially
the head with a
because-
cricket.
Test cricket. This is T20 cricket that I'm talking about here, but
Which is
test
way more fun
cricket
to watch.
can last for like 4 days,
Right.
right? So you
So
need
can
the
ridiculousness, Yael. So can
Yeah.
ridiculousness.
highlights.
all right,
All right.
we'll check in.
Yeah, I thought that too. Oh, sorry. You
All right,
click check?
Grimes Eat is checked in. So, Beatles of Rap Rock, you can talk.
All right, so I still listen to the Dallas Fort Worth sports radio station. They were talking about this the other day. There's a team that's in Grand Prairie, which is like in between Fort Worth and that's like on the other side of Arlington before you get to Dallas. So that's for sure. And I think they're like
Okay.
the Texas Kings. So I remember that.
Okay.
New York and LA, right? I think.
I mean, you would think they would have to, wouldn't they?
Yeah, yeah. And then those are the one when you said, oh, large Indian, Pakistani, like large cultural melting pot
Yeah,
cities.
yeah.
Because it's big in the West Indies, it's big in well, England plays it obviously a lot, Australia, South Africa's not as big into it, Africa's not as big into it. I can't DC maybe? I mean, another East Coast team.
Oh, that could be.
And then after that, I don't know. I don't know. Because I would have very much guessed San Francisco and then realized that it was in the question. So that took me out of that one. I was like, oh, San Francisco's definitely got to be on there. And it definitely was.
I'm fine if you just want to go 3, or if you want to add in DC as a 4th.
Yeah,
We
we'll
can?
see. We didn't gamble on the last one, and that one actually makes a lot of sense. So let's go
Okay.
with. So we'll go working back to front. No, we'll go. What do we say? Texas for sure.
Yep.
LA, New York, and DC.
Grimes Eat.
So I just basically tried to think of large cities that were diverse. And that got us to LA, New York, DC, and then for fun, we talked about it for a minute, and Seattle came up, and Scott made a good point saying that they'd be able to, be pretty close to San Francisco to play them. So we threw Seattle into.
All right. Well, full points then go into both teams based
Oh.
on what they said here, because you each missed the one that the other one had. So the Los Angeles Knight Riders, the New York MI, the Seattle Orcas, the Texas Super Kings, and the Washington Freedom
All right.
are all the teams in Major League Cricket.
Hold on, sorry, I'm buying LA Knight Rider tickets right now on SeatGeek.
MI. What does the MI stand for?
I have no idea actually
Mission,
what the New York
Mission
MI
Impossible.
Mission
It's
Impossible.
it's actually means a heart attack in the medical world. So
is. Their logo is like it's like a hurricane. I don't know.
so heart attack. All right.
So I'll just have to wait a few years until Minnesota gets one of the expansion franchises, and then I'll start paying attention.
There you go.
And MI
Yeah.
is what.
Of course,
E
I
is
say
MI
that,
for.
and I don't pay very close attention to the loons in MLS, but they're here.
All right, Josh, can you give us a score check before the final round?
Well, both teams got the same amount of points that round, so it's still a 25-point difference. We have the Beatles of Rap Rock with 420 and Grimes Eid, I'm okay with that name, at 445.
All right, then let's take us into round 4.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
The categories are number 1, punch, number 2, kick, number 3, bite, and number 4, lick.
Anything else to go with it? No, in reference to.
Nope.
Oh boy.
Nope.
Oh boy.
Yes, this is old school.
I told you this was going to be a weird game,
Boy,
Josh.
this is old school where
This
this
is
is
old
nothing
school
more
bench
than the
warmers.
category.
It is now time for the teams to place their wagers.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BenchwarmersTP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
And now that the wagers are locked in, on to the questions. Here we go. Number 1 category is punch. What British boxer was the undisputed world champion from 2015 to 2016 and one of 2 boxers to hold the Ring magazine title twice?
It's gotta be it. Let's check.
Yeah,
in.
that's someone I know. So
All right, we'll check in.
Beatles of Rap Rock.
Yeah, so I do still think it's a little early for Anthony Joshua, but I know I said Fury was a little early, but then it dawned on me he was really good, and then he went into rehab, and then he disappeared for a while, and then he came back. So that would be the potentially the 2-time
Okay.
thing. And so the names I threw out first was Anthony Joshua, but he was 2012 Olympics, so it feels a little quick for him to be
So he would have
later
been,
than that.
for British champs, he would have been squished between the 2 Fury.
Right, I think so. Because he
Okay.
lost his he lost his to Wilder because he took a picture with Drake, and then Wilder lost his to Fury.
Okay.
If we're going through my guy can see Scott getting ready to say the guy who beat the guy who beat the guy.
No, I'm good with it.
Okay.
If you're feeling more comfortable that
Yeah,
Fury
more
is
so
the
than-
right for the 2015-16.
I think that's right. I'm good
Yeah.
with that. So we'll check in with Fury for 100 points.
All right. Grimes Eid.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun stuff that I was talking to Scott about British boxers, other than this is a British boxer. So it was either Lennox Lewis or Tyson Fury. So we went with Fury.
for 100.
Yeah, the only other boxer to hold the Ring magazine title twice was Muhammad Ali. And this boxer was born in the 90s, and his father named him after Iron Mike Tyson. It is Tyson Fury.
Nice.
Good job, both teams.
Nice one, Walling.
Both teams picking up 100 there.
So it was definitely not Ricky Hatton because he had already had his brain scrambled like 7-8 years before that by me.
Is that his like real name?
Yeah, Tyson Fury. Yeah.
He's fun fact, Tyson Fury is Irish traveler, as is my family. Fury's a pretty common name.
Oh, so it's not like Vin Diesel, like just
No. That really is his name. His legal name is Tyson Fury. What's
He's
another
kind
one
of-
I just learned recently? Oh, Eagle Eye Cherry.
Yeah.
Of Save
Yeah,
Tonight
that's
fame.
his
That
real
is
name.
his full birth
That's
name.
his real
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, do the same people that like Eagle Eye Cherry like 311? I'm trying to
Yes.
figure out the.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Where
Yes.
does that fall? Where is
I
that?
trying to
don't
figure
think
out
that's necessarily true.
I mean,
Everlast.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
There's a big, you gotta pick a side between him
Isn't
and Eminem.
Everlast the John Lennon of rap rock?
Yeah. Everlast was House of Pain, right?
Yeah.
This just shows how old I am. Is Everclear, the other
Everclear.
ever band
Art.
Not at all the same.
coming-
Yeah.
coming to the local fair for free, so you don't even have to pay.
Oh.
Go on in.
And you're still not going to go.
I'm
huh?
trying to think, did I have to pay for the tickets when I saw him in the 90s? Those might have been
I would
comp
hope.
tickets. No. Oh, there was something beautiful in the 90s at First Avenue in Minneapolis. When you would go to a concert and you would leave, they would give you like 3 comp tickets to future shows. And sometimes they would be the great shows, like the ones that they would sell out, but they just gave out these comp tickets. So
Wow.
the reason my hearing isn't great now as I'm nearing 50 is because I spent probably 3 or 4 nights a week for 2 straight years at First Avenue listening to rock shows. And paid for very few of them.
I'm doing that in my mid 40s now. I never really went to concerts, and now I go to concerts.
And
I
you
went
probably
to-
do you wear earplugs?
No,
No.
Okay.
but-
Oh,
but
good. You're
now
just
you
going
gotta
to
go
speed up the
now you
process
go
to match
Everclear.
me in a few
I
years.
already have tinnitus. It's fine. It's fine.
Wait,
I
you
went
mean
to like a.
you say save tinnitus?
Yeah.
There we go. Similarly, Eid, Smash Mouth played the San Mateo County Fair just south of
Amazing.
San Francisco last year, but there are no original members in Smash Mouth, so it's like the Smash Mouth ship of Theseus right now. Like over the years, they've
it's a
just
cover
replaced
band.
one
It's
person
just a
after
cover
another.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
they're
it's
just called
essentially a
Walking
cover
on the
band,
Sun,
yeah.
a Smash Mouth
Hold
cover.
on, I gotta
Thank
write
you.
all this down.
At the end of this
Smash
episode,
Mouth.
everyone, we're just going to go back and forth and name all the 90s bands that we can think of.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
great post-credit thing for us there.
Tonic.
Holy
If you could
Tonic.
only see
Dishwalla.
how blue-
Toad the Wet
Can we name some
Sprocket.
good ones?
Eve
Jeez.
6,
The
I
Toadies.
thought I did. I just said tonic. Well, I don't know what you're talking
Eh.
about.
Tonic,
Fastball.
Soul Asylum.
The Verve,
Ooh.
the Verve
The Verve
Pipe.
Pipe.
Minnesota's
You
own
had the Verve
Soul
Pipe,
Asylum.
right?
Soul
You had the
Asylum's
Verve and
a
you had
good
the
one.
Verve
All
Pipe.
right, save this for
Yeah.
the end, people. Come on.
All right. Number 2. Good job, both teams there. Number 2 in the category of kick. The top 25 NFL point scorers of all time are all place kickers, at least primarily. You know that. But of the top 10, 2 are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Name both.
We'll check in.
All right. Grimes Eater checked in. What do you think, Beatles of Rap Rock?
I think we were relatively close, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure Mike Blanda is number 1 all time, right? Or is maybe more.
Well, like, no, I don't think so. I think he's been passed by
Okay,
more
or maybe
recent.
he was at one point, but he's definitely in.
Yes.
Um,
And then this
I
guy.
think he's in the top.
That's his rookie
Hey,
card.
Look at that. Is that a mullet or a yellow back of the?
It is a mullet that also has a
No, it's
Saints
accentuated.
gold ring around his jacket.
You know what's better radio than guys counting on their fingers is guys showing baseball cards.
This is a football card, by the
an
way.
audio
It's not a
medium.
baseball
Sorry.
card.
My bad.
That was a
Same
Morton
point.
Anderson rookie card that is worth next to nothing.
As most of Junk Wax era cards are, except for the Billy Ripken one. Okay. I'm good with Anderson and Blanda if you are.
As in Morton. We want to make
Right.
sure that's clear because there's another Anderson
Right,
in the
yeah,
top 10
there's-
who is not
Oh, fair.
in the Hall of Fame.
All right, cool. For 100 points.
All right, so Morton Anderson and Blanda. Grimeseed, what do you say?
Yeah, this was pretty easy to get to. Morton Anderson's in the Hall of Fame. George Blanda's in the Hall of Fame. So we went with Morton Anderson and George Blanda.
Yep. Both teams again getting 100 points here. Morton Anderson and George Blanda. Better than Ezra is one I thought of while we were talking there. Yeah.
The Toadies?
I said that already. I went and
said the
saw
The
them.
Toadies?
Toadies. Oh, the Toadies.
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure I listen to Possum Kingdom once a week, so that's fine.
I went and saw
Great
them
song.
at in Fort Worth when I was down there for Christmas. They play technically they usually play. They play a New Year's gig at Billy Bob's, Texas, the world's largest, second largest honky tonk, next to Gillies of Dallas.
I rate that a 10.
10. They played it. They still sound the same.
Yeah, because they just hit play.
I was gonna say the one song sounds the same.
Look, when you just have the one song, you get really good at it, right?
Yeah, it's a really
Like
short
I saw Alien Ant Farm at like
show.
headlining a
That's what I was
zombie
gonna
mall.
throw out.
Did
And
they play?
They really can do Smooth Criminal. You know, the
Did
the same
they
way
play
could.
Smooth Criminal?
Oh, they sure did.
Well, they don't have
Because
any
they
of
had
the
a
songs.
stretch where I heard they
Movies
weren't
is
playing
pretty
it,
good.
and it's like the only song that people know of theirs, and they refused to play it for I think for a number of years. Because they
Silverchair?
wanted people to appreciate their.
This would have been
Share.
2015. I was part of this zombie walk in Phoenix, and there was this concert at the end of it. And we were like, me and my friends were all the way in the back. We didn't know who this band was. And then they were like, all right, we got one more. And they broke into Smooth Criminal, and it was like, oh, it's Alien Ant Farm.
See?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you play what you're known for, right?
Yeah.
That's why people are there. Anyway.
All right. So speaking of zombies, question 3's category is bite. During the 2014 World Cup, you, meaning you, were statistically less likely to get bit by a great white shark than you were by what striker who currently plays for Inter Miami?
We can check in.
Okay. You want a 3, 2, 1 it?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah, ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Luis Suarez.
Luis Suarez. Yeah.
Luis Suarez is correct.
100 points over here.
Ooh.
Yeah, same.
Josh, Grimes, did you guys know that one at all?
Did you not hear me just throw out my catchphrase?
Nope. Luis Suarez, I thought he was a double-A shortstop. So no, I did not know he was a soccer
Very
player.
well could be, Scott.
Liverpool legend Luis
Was.
Suarez.
Overbite
He
legend,
was also on
Luis Suarez.
Ajax. That's what he started biting people when he was on Ajax. And then that carried into, he was on the Uruguay team, and he would try to intimidate people by biting them.
Famously,
Yeah.
with the most egregious handball in World Cup history, saved them from elimination. And was that the Brazil? That was Brazil, right? And then yeah. And then they lost the next match.
Right.
For karma purposes.
Yeah. When you said category bite, like this,
I wondered if it was going to be
pretty much this is Suarez.
Well, then that makes me wonder if you've already pre-locked in this next one as well. Final question category is lick. What Canadian hockey player currently in the Stanley Cup Finals as we record this got into some trouble on his previous team in the 2018 playoffs for licking opposing players?
We'll check in.
All right, Grimeseed, I'm okay with that name, are checked in. The Beatles of rap rock. I'm getting so excited that I don't have to say that team name anymore. Very soon.
You say, isn't this is Brad Marchand, right?
Yeah, as I was starting to type to Josh, I was trying to think of something, and what I had in the chat was the annoying dude. And I sent that over to him.
That
So,
works. Yeah.
I think it fits.
All right, we'll check in with Brad Marchand for 100.
All right, Brad Marchand for 100 points. Grimeseed.
He's actually a huge fan of Marcy's Playground. It's Brad Marchand.
Well, you guys are just hitting all the Minnesota.
He
big
likes
leagues. Nice.
he likes one song. That's cool.
What about Harvey Danger? Is he a fan of that?
Not as much as he is the Butthole Surfers.
I don't know.
This This podcaster I like was his name's John Roderick. He was the guitarist in Harvey Danger back when they were popular.
When they
And
played
somebody
When they were
posted on
popular.
Threads
When they were that week.
No, they were
month
popular
that they
for
were
more than a week
popular. Yeah,
off that
he
one
went on tour
song.
with them. He did the whole thing. But somebody posted on Threads. You know how you see like the thread underneath it when somebody responds to it? It was like, what's the most 90s thing that you did in the 90s? And he replied, I was in Harvey Danger.
That's pretty good. That's pretty nice. Yeah.
Yes, Brad Marchand is the answer. Yes, while he was on the Bruins, he would be in face-offs with people and lick them.
He did bite a guy.
All right. So 100 points to both teams. I believe both teams got 100 points for every question in that round, if I'm not mistaken. Josh, give it to you for the final score update here.
Actually, hold on a second here. I'm going to give you the text of what do you have a clipboard captain?
I have
guy.
a player pulled up. Yeah.
Harvey
All right, so
Danger.
let me just give me a second. I'll fill in these gaps, and then you can
I'll just put on some Sister
give a
Hazel
shout
while we
out
wait.
here.
What about Seven Mary 3?
Oh, now I got my first ever lap dance to Seven Mary 3 cumbersome.
Too rigid, too poor.
Was that the song or was it the thing cumbersome?
Pretty sure she scratched my cornea. I'm just saying.
Oh, is this in Niagara Falls?
Taste is cumbersome.
No, it was in Niagara Falls, but the Canadian side, much classier.
Put gravy on it. When you're done.
I was a big fan of Live
yeah.
back in the day, but
Copper, throwing Cooper.
throwing Copper, yeah.
Throwing Cooper. Throwing Cooper flag.
Honestly, throwing Cooper sounds like an indie band.
All right, so you'll just have to add in the clipboard captain in the appropriate spot. Give me one second here, and I'll get this
Space
to you.
Hog.
Oh, I
Space
saw.
Hog.
Yeah, I mean
Matter of
that
fact,
song.
they
rips.
opened
That's like
for-
that song's timeless.
They
It is
opened for
fantastic.
Everclear when I
Yeah.
when I saw them. All
I
right,
can't
so
believe
here's,
I'm listening on the way to work tomorrow. Thanks.
All right, so final scores. The Beatles of Rap Rock finished today's game with 820, and our clipboard captains of the day receiving the Martinez Andriuskevicius Award with 845 points is Grimes Eid. I'm okay with that name. Great job, Grimes and Eid.
okay.
That is the player with the longest name in NBA history, by the way.
Okay, can you put that
Beautiful.
in the chat? Because I need
he
that
did.
for our.
I did.
It's in the chat.
It
Just
is?
before you,
Oh,
I-
there it is. Whoa, that is a name.
To celebrate, I'm going to go listen to
Martinez
some Monster Magnet.
Andriuskevicius.
What about
I've already got Collective Soul queued up right here.
I feel
you
like
have to
Monster
move-
Magnet was like 2004. We're starting to bleed into.
do you have to move your Duncan Sheik record to play that?
Hey.
Or Len?
Oh God, what was who was
Sponge.
LB?
Nothing wrong with Len. Leave him alone.
I'll be
Oh, this is gonna
Sean.
kill me. Who was LB? Gavin
Oh,
something.
Edwin McCain.
Edwin
McCain.
McCain, yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Gavin
Edwin
DeGraw
All
is not
right.
Edwin
Okay,
McCain, but is the same
enough of
person.
this '90s. Even though I love the
It's the
'90s
same
music,
person.
I
Yes.
lived it. Some of you were
Did
even
you?
alive in the '90s.
You
You
listen
Yeah,
were
to
sure.
diapers in the '90s.
How much Portishead
Yeah.
did you listen to?
Not enough.
More
Not
than
enough, I'll tell you that. He was more into the Breeders.
Oh, yeah. He seems like a Breeders guy.
What's wrong
Almond
with the
Bros?
Breeders? They were great.
One time I was in a Volkswagen Jetta driving down Central Avenue in downtown Phoenix with like the palm trees passing us, and Cannonball by the Breeders was playing, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in a car commercial right now."
yes,
I'm
you very
literally
much are.
I'm literally in a car commercial right now. Like it felt so like everyone was just bopping their heads along to the song, and the palm trees are going past us. I was like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
All
Put some
right.
Primus
Well, Yael, that was a great game.
Hey,
you
thanks
put
so much
together
for
the-
having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
We appreciate you coming on. Sometimes it's nice when we don't have to write games because we write a lot of them. So, listeners, if you want to throw together a game, you can host as well. We allow that. We like that. So, is there anything that you would like to say before we call it a night?
Yeah, just once again, if you're in San Francisco, check out one of my trivia nights. I'm at Alethiometrist on the socials, or hellanerdy.games is my website. And if you're not in San Francisco and you want to play the home version of my games, pick up the Symbol Reader. You can get that at symbolreader.xyz.
Wonderful. We like it when people plug things. That's great.
When you're out, go listen to Garbage.
Yeah,
Or the band
Not a Sir.
Garbage.
Or Not a Sir.
Faith
Okay,
No
both
More.
of those. Good. Yes. I give two thumbs up for both of those band references.
I'd like to say one thing as well. On behalf of the Beatles of the Benchwarmers, we've been Josh, Eric, and Scott. I just wanted to claim that us four are now the Beatles of the Benchwarmers.
Okay.
Love it.
I hear no opposition from the remainder.
Mason,
of the...
anything? No.
David,
Okay. Yep,
David
we're good.
Lux knows the Beatles, so I mean, he would know more than any of us.
He trained them actually.
They were actually.
He actually had that haircut.
All right, but when
before they
are
did.
the four of you going to do a bunch of drugs together?
Already
And
have.
maybe engage in some questionable hand acts with each other.
Yeah, that
When
was
are the
Wait,
four of
wait,
you
we have to
going
actually be in person with each other? Can
come
we
to
do this
hate
over
each other,
Zoom?
violently hate each other.
That
Can we
was
do it over Zoom?
2022.
Oh,
I don't
violently
know what
hate.
you're.
We've got that down. We're
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'd have
Check
to have
us
David
out at
for that one.
SporkleCon 2025. We're gonna be tripping in the lobby.
Is anyone going?
I'm going.
Yeah. Oh,
It's in Chicago, right? Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
trying to go.
I'm,
Our Airbnb got booked though.
I'll be
Did
there.
it
I'm gonna
really?
be there slanging zines, baby.
I might be there getting drunk
Nice.
if I wanted. I turned 50 that weekend.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna
Lose
be there
some
with a big
Sporkle
old case
games
of
and get drunk.
zines.
yeah.
All
Get
right.
drunk, listen to some Flaming Lips.
Oh. Now I have to just
Is that the
start
last
going
one?
back.
Or,
There's
there's
so many more that we could. This how
We'd be here
bizarre.
for days.
We never said.
Well,
the
then,
Wallflower.
on behalf of Josh, Eads, Scott, Walling, and the rest of the Benchwarmers, we'd like to say thank you so much for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
Awesome.
Primitive radio gods.
Yeah, standing outside a broken phone booth with a
Temple of
quarter
the
in my hand.
Dog.
Oh.
I love the
I mean,
dog.
that's one
Nice.
song.
Nah, that was a whole album.
It was a
Mother
whole
Love
album.
Bone was one song.
No one people only know Hunger Strike.
Veruca Salt.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Meat
Also,
Puppets.
Mother Love Bone. This is Shangri-La.
Ween.
Fantastic song.
mean.
Well, I'd say
Okay, how long am I going to
Ween-
keep the recording going? Because
Let it roll. David's loving all of this.
David doesn't even know any of the things we've been mentioning. He's going to
Kidding
feverishly
me?
be looking at. He's like,
David's
"Ooh, the
gonna
Beatles!
go
I
like-
know the Beatles!" And then
He's
all
gonna
these
go,
other bands. He's going to
Do you
go.
guys remember Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers?
I got a friend who will tell you that Ween actually did their best work in like 2010 to 2014. If you get him drunk enough, he'll really go off on Ween.
Don't we all?
And with that,
Can we
we'll call it
can
a-
we just keep that as the episode
Yes.
title? We're still recording, right?
No, we're not going to have that as the episode. But anyway, all right. here we're
Everyone will listen to the very end. We're like, we haven't heard the episode title yet, and then finally, bam.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch! Stretch! Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes! Yes!
Into deep left center for Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at Benchwarmers TP.